Can't remember exactly offhand, but I know it was 4 years ago? 5 years ago. 4 years ago. 5 years ago, okay. That we, there's this little thing that we like to do around here that, there's this little thing around here that we like to do. It's called maintenance on stuff. And when you run, 500 acre plus grain through this combine, stuff's going to wear out. Thank God we haven't had to replace these augers in here. There is four of them, it looks like. 1, 2, no. Yes. No. 1, 2, 4 of them. There's 4 shafts, I think. Anywho, there's augers in here, and I'm not 100% sure. Flighting's still good. Flighting getting wore down a little bit. When the flighting gets wore down is when you need to really start being concerned about stuff like this. And this looks like a pain in the bahookie to get at these augers, but it's hopefully something that we don't have to do, Lord willing. What we did do was we took a winter. I want to say it was the bed augers, both of those. We did the bed auger. Now I am starting to somewhat remember. It was the vertical auger and the 2 horizontal augers and the bed that we done that I can remember, and I want to say we done this on load auger as well. I know we had to swing it out that way a little bit. I can't remember if I'm almost positive we did this. I know we did that because that's got brand new flighting in it. As you can see right there, it's white. And I'm almost 90% sure we done the 2 bed augers. We redone the bearing, or the shaft. Where the heck is it? That goes across this whole entire machine. I don't even remember where it is now. But we done that. We replaced a bunch of bearings and stuff, and over the past years, just trying to make this machine ready to go to work because we got more ground. God is good. We got more ground. This has a new floor, new drum. What is it? No. It's got new... Does it got a new chain? I can't remember. I can't remember if we put a new chain in this thing, guys. I can't remember. Daggone. Yeah. So much stuff going on, and you can't keep track of what all goes on in a day. But this thing's about ready to go to work. Gonna put the spinners on, go over a couple things, and coat of wax maybe? Nah. I don't think so. Then wherever that combine goes, that grain cart will follow the combine, hooked to that tractor. Put the CB in it. I'm actually I don't know. I'm actually contemplating on getting a Wilson 1000, setting up there on the top of the cab. I don't know. Maybe I'll even get one of my little discs or something. And with some of that, some of that Gorilla Tape that I got, get some of those discs and a stick of that Gorilla Tape and stick that antenna right in the center of the cab or something. So that way it's less likely to be hit by trees and when you go along tree line with the cart. So this thing's all ready to go. It's a 1020 Case IH flex head, grain head used to cut grain. It's got a brand new knife in it. Well, not all the way new, but new enough to where you can darn near cut your fingers off. The way this knife works is it just goes back and forth at a high rate of speed via the auger, and then the reel is on its own separate speed because you need to be able to slow the speed of the reel down for various types of crops or speed it up really quick. And the reel, the cutter bar and the auger are on its own, hooked together, whereas the reel is independent from everything. Like I said, so you can slow the speed up or quicken it up. And it's all done by this PTO shaft here. Up there, it hooks up to the head. This is the drive side of it. In this cover here, there's belts and pulleys and a gearbox. Yeah, there's a gearbox in here that runs this thing. And I will hopefully get some video of this thing in action in full-time harvest. But like I was saying, wherever this combine goes, the grain cart will follow, because it's practical to have the grain cart on hand in the field versus having the combine stop having the combine stop when it's full, go sit at a truck unloading for minute and a half or something, and then go again. That's wasted time. You're probably thinking, well, how do you know this? You're just a dumb farmer. Well, excuse me, just because you idiots, just like to put your 2 cents in, don't mean jack you know what. I know more than you do any day, because I've done this stuff. And it ain't productive to have that combine sitting when you got weather like that. Now, that's a perfect example of what I mean, is why you need a grain cart, because that combine actually, that's a perfect example right there, that cornfield. That's a perfect example. You don't need to be having the combine stop every pass and a half to go dump into the truck and waste time, when you can have the combine, when you can have a cart there, run alongside the combine, the cart goes and dumps into the truck while the combine still fills. When you come back, you run alongside the combine, or when you're dead heading back to the combine and he gets to a row or the end, he might have you just stop and sit there and unload that way. If he needs a skosh more, then you run alongside of him. But if you catch the combine in mid-pass or something, you just run alongside and swing the auger out, dump into the cart, he'll blow the horn when you're full, and then you go dump, and the process repeats. Now it gets a little more interesting when you're further away from the combine or from the truck, and you got to make longer runs with the cart. Then when you really got to beat feet with the cart, because you don't want to be piddle farting and screwing around when there's weather to come rolling in, and the worst thing that you can ever do in the history of farming is let the combine sit with grain in it. That's the worst thing ever. You do not want to have that combine sitting. When you got a grain cart and you're piddle farting around and you got a truck at the other end of the field, you don't want to do that, because that's losing money, that's wasting money, that's burning fuel, that's wasting people money. It's just not good to let the combine sit. It's just not good. Hopefully this thing here will be ready to go. It's not like we're gonna be in a really big hurry this year, because the wet bin can only handle so much. Realistically, ideally, you need a wet bin that is anywheres from half the size, which that is only 1,000 bushel wet bin, because no, 500 bushel, that equal 10, 15, about 1,450 bushel. And that bin there is 30,000 bushel. These two bins here are 7,500 bushel. So you would need about somewhere is 15,000 or so bushel wet bin. If my math is wrong, please correct me. To accommodate the dryer that we got, this is a continuous flow. For those of you that have never seen one before, it is all computerized drying apparatus, and it gets the job done. It's a really good dryer when everything works. When everything doesn't work, it'll blow a horn and scream at you and say, hey, this thing's broke. And it's done that before. But we turn this whole pad here into a basically a drying apparatus with a little auger. Comes out there, a screen, and then the transfer auger will go up to that bin, the first one here, and there's a little door up there we can shut, and it'll send the grain that way, or we can send it across the auger up there. They redone that whole stuff this year. I haven't been up there, and I don't plan to, because I don't like heights that well, but they redone all that, and hopefully make things a little bit better. Come to find out, we got to buy a longer auger, because the one that we normally use to load out with comes right there. Right there. It ain't gonna work for getting trucks in here. Nope. I mean, that's the PTO driven auger would work, but I mean, it's got the reach. I mean, now granted, the PTO auger's that one that's sucked down all the way on the end there. That would reach it no problem, but it's only a 6-inch. We need an 8-inch. And it was, what auger was it? That's a 10-inch, I think. This is an 8-inch. I think. It not quite long enough to do the job. That one, that PTO driven auger is like half the length, if not all the way. It would reach no problem. The only problem is the diameter. The diameter of the tube. It would take you a week and 10 days to do what one of them other augers can do in about, you know, what, a couple hours. That is because this over here is set up right. This over here is set up right. We should have done this a long time ago, but this over here still needs redone one of these days. That there still needs redone, but this here is done right. It's a little dicey getting an auger underneath here, but it's okay. This is a beast of a unloader. That's a stinking 10-inch right there, so we can get something done around here. What we do is we can send the auger out that way or that way, depending on what needs to be done, and then we can pull from both of these bins. Ideally, well, there's really no way to make it come into one hopper and then just, you know, it wouldn't work. But, you know, that's just what we got going on here. That thing is stinking huge. So, what I think we're gonna have to do is buy us a longer auger. Maybe a Westfield or something. I don't know. What I do know though is that thing holds water. And we can't be having that. We put it down here just for a demonstration so that the concrete guy could get that all trued up where we want it and everything. It did not tell me in the book how you're supposed to run this darn thing. But we'll just let somebody else run it. And I can't believe this has sat here this whole entire time with all these high winds we've had and everything. And that too, I can't believe it is set here. But we at least need a longer auger, maybe a Westfield or something, but yeah, I don't know. But we're almost ready for harvest, so yeah. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Maybe we'll actually be in the field by then. I don't know. It's still early September yet. September 11th, by the way. We'll catch you next time, guys. I'm thinking maybe these two fields here will be the first ones to go. But I haven't been up on the hill or gravel pit to look yet. I might do that this week. But they're turning. I say maybe by the first week of October. Maybe. Not sure. But we'll just have to wait and see. And all you guys probably know that beans do not grow well along the tree lines because of the trees that suck the moisture out of the beans. But, you know, you wait a couple extra days, or you just cut around them and you come back and you do them again when this over here is as ripe as, you know, that stuff out there. But it'll eventually all get done. So we'll try and get some footage of cutting beans this year and more fall harvest videos. Maybe I'll get 2 cameras going at one time. I'm not exactly sure yet, but that does sound darn interesting. See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.